Go live.
Outside. Outside.
Maybe you can test and have a look if it's actually showing when it actually does.
Yeah, I'm getting ready on
Yeah, I'm getting ready
YouTube.
on the YouTube.
Ooh, don't you turbocharge me.
Turbocharge me.
Let me know when you're going live.
Let me know when
Be
you go
live
live.
now, although it has like a 10.
Oh yeah, you're in. I can see.
Oh
it.
yeah, you're in. I can see it.
See if we've got any lag. No, the board looks pretty good.
There is two.
Two
lots of audio coming through. I think.
lots of audio coming through. I think.
Lots of audio. Okay.
Oh, no, I think it's okay.
Oh, no, I think it's okay.
What, for you talking as well? Oh, Brad, stop it, you flirt.
I'm just. Maybe it's because I've got two on.
Maybe it's because I've
Someone
got
else
two
might
on.
be able to say, is there
Someone else
audio
might be
coming
able to say,
through
is
okay,
there
guys?
audio coming through okay, guys?
Yeah, let us know because we're trying this for the first time, but it might have like double audio because we're kind of Skyping. It's echoing. Badly?
Yeah, it's quite bad.
Yeah, it's quite bad.
What's the best way to do it?
What's the best way to do it?
I've got another device. I couldn't Skype you. Oh, I can't Skype you from there because then you can't pull the source. It'll still have the audio. Oh, did the double, but it ended on the floor. Guys, for those who are in here now, look at these. Look at these. Beautiful, beautiful darts. Oh, they're just superb.
Okay, Mark, if you go to... If you mute the NDI source,
that might help.
In Streamlabs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
NDI source. How do I do that?
Because then...
In properties?
I'm just going to have a look on mine.
Hi guys, sorry for the delay. We've been trying to get the audio sorted.
It's Mark's fault.
It is my fault.
Mark's fault.
I've had a very busy day.
No, it's not really. On your right-hand side,
on your right-hand side in the mixer,
you should see NDI source.
You should see NDI source.
I do, yeah.
If you turn that down,
turn
it all the way down.
See what happens.
All the way down, yeah. Yep.
And then we'll see what that effect that has on the live stream.
Let us know, guys.
Yeah.
Did that work?
I think that's worked.
Maybe keep talking and then we'll see from the chat. I've not thrown a dart all day.
Yeah, I think it's worked.
Oof.
Hey, we're in.
Has it worked?
Yeah.
Yay! Small victories. Whoop, 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 whoop. Alright, sorry I missed on there. Let's have a look at the chat before I start. These are not 975s. These are Love Darts Generation 1. Designed by myself. Well, not designed by myself. I had the concept idea and Zach, the absolute master that he is, made the concept, put extra bits to it, and we came out with the Love Darts Generation 1, which is the sexiest best dart in history.
It's not bad, is it?
It's pretty damn good. Marky boy, Clash of Tungsten, oi oi. We've got Brad, Archie, Brian. Now, how do I say... is it Oisin?
I say Ocean.
Ocean? Ocean, let me know how to say your name. Rach Wakey Wakefield, how's it going?
Wakey.
Wakey! You handsome devil sorted it out. Nice. No echo, brilliant. Evening all, evening Graham.
Big bad Brian.
Clash, how you doing, me old fruit?
Do you know what? Everyone says that, and I think it's because of Ross.
It is because of Ross, he loves it.
He does love it.
Your resolution is not good enough to really see it. Brad, it might be a case that you can click on the resolution on the actual video and turn it up.
Yeah, you can go quality 720p.
Yeah, me old fruit.
Ushin. Okay, yeah, close. Ushin.
Urshin? Is it Urshin or Oshin or
Ushin.
Sheen?
Wasn't Sheen a character from Jimmy Neutron? I'm sure it was.
I'm not sure. I didn't watch it
Ah.
religiously.
Yeah, you're probably too old for that, mate. Don't worry about
Yeah, probably.
it.
Right, guys, welcome. Sorry for the delay, but thank you for joining. For those of you who are new, I'm Mark from Love Darts, and with me today I have Zach from Thornton Darts. Zach helped design my darts, which I will show you here. If you go onto my Twitter and onto my Instagram, you will see them. I've posted a couple of posts. Just excited about them. We have a tapered front section here, going into ring grip, going into sort of an advanced grenade grip. We then have an Edgar section here of what we called the Tetris grip, and then finally a more sort of, what we call that, sort of a more rectangular grenade section at the back as well.
Yeah, it's still grenade grip, but it's the front section's slightly rounded on the grip. And the grooves follow the curvature. So
Yeah.
whereas the back is just pretty much grooves, like micro grip in the grooves, and then grenade grip essentially.
It's a extremely good grip dart. So I mean, it's not going to be people who like a smooth dart. I like to have grip wherever I am, and the reason for having all the different sections of grip is I haven't actually settled entirely on where I hold my dart. At the moment, I'm either slightly forward of the ring grip, or I'm on the ring grip of the Matthew Edgar sort of section. So it's a very good grippy dart, extremely well balanced in 23 grams. I'll let Zach go through some of the dimensions in a minute, give him a minute to get them up and see if he remembers. I'm using the L-style black to red stems, which I think goes really, really well. You'll see them there with the flight. So I've got the Dimple L-style flights with champagne caps. The champagne caps you'll see there prevent the dart from robbing hooding. Robin Hood. But yeah, the system works extremely well. They are expensive, but I've used these since I got them. Which, how long have I had them now, Zach? A couple of weeks?
It's quite a while, yeah.
Yeah, 2-3 weeks, and I've absolutely smashed the hell out of them. And the flights are still pretty good. I mean, there's a couple of little chip bits on the top, but they don't chip like a normal what was it, the Axe Condor or something like that. They don't chip like that. They sort of, they're like
You get
banding
a bit of
material.
folding, don't you? But you don't really get. I mean, for example, I had the 8 flights and they went horrible. They went sharp, and they're a lot better with the L style.
Yeah, I find, like you said, I think they sort of bend over. They don't chip.
No, if anything, they slightly tear rather than chip.
Yeah, and now it's funny you use that word as well, because this stuff reminds me of, you know, when you get the shipping boxes, the big shipping boxes, you get that white banding that goes around it to keep them all in shape.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I feel these are made of. It's a slightly lighter version of that, but you can't tear that stuff. You have to cut it. It's really, really good. So I really recommend the Dimple flights.
Yeah. Ushin, yeah, there might be a bit of a video. I might do a Arambini Matt Edgar style video with Mark. See if he fancies it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think for the moment, one of the so obviously you guys know that it takes me a little bit of time to do the videos, but when I got these, I got quite stressed out because a lot of people were like, when are they going to be released? You know, will you release them? And I was talking to Zach and stuff about it, and I said, to be honest, I'm going to have a little bit of time out and just throw them and enjoy them and see whether I really like them and whether I want to put my name to them. Because at the end of the day, these could have come out, you know, we can design a brilliant looking dart, but how they actually throw, completely different story. Maybe Zach can give you a little bit of insight into how that sort of can go wrong and how it's gone well for us.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with darts is that I think it comes down to custom darts. You see a lot of people that sell their custom darts they don't get on with them, but they've been designed for them supposedly, or they think they want the perfect dart. But what people fail to remember is that when you change certain things of a dart, for example, a lot of people come to me and say, right, I want the Gary Anderson darts, but I want a big scallop in the middle, or a big scallop at the back, or a big scallop at the front. When you do that, you lose a lot of weight, or you'll lose certain balance. If you put a scallop at the back, you lose weight from the back, and then that goes a bit further towards the front, and then all of a sudden you've got a different flying dart. It's not the same dart anymore. Yeah, it's got a scallop in where you wanted it, but you can risk changing the same dart. And this is why also when I design darts in different weights, for example, like when I do the work with Loxley, we only ever increase the width, because when you increase length as well as width and the depth at the back of the barrel, the difference between 24 gram and 22 gram can feel like a completely different dart. So yeah, just things like that really. That's what you got to be careful of, and that's what we tried to make sure we did with Mark, is just basically keep them similar to how he likes to throw, because if it felt like a new dart, then it wouldn't be right.
No, absolutely. I mean, Zach, let's give the guys a little bit of insight. I mean, I contacted you a little while back, and I know you were extremely busy, so I said, look, let's not don't rush. When you're ready, give me a shout and let's design these darts.
Yeah.
So we got them together, and the basic principle, I said, look, right, how do we go about this? And you said to me, well, what are you throwing at the moment? And that's always the best place to start, and what do you like about it and what things you like. So give people a little bit of an insight of what you would suggest to people when you do the customs.
I mean, as you say, what I usually do is people usually say, right, how does this process work? And what I usually start by saying is, okay, well, what sort of things are you looking for? What do you like? Are there any darts that you're throwing that you want to add bits to, or two darts you want to combine? For example, someone might go, right, I love the Red Dragon Razor Edge darts, but I've also been throwing the Dave Chisnell darts, and I like the grip of that to be at the back of the Razor Edge darts, and my finger rests towards the front, something like that. And that's usually how it starts. And then I'll research those darts, see if I can get the dimensions approximately. Like, for example, if someone says, Dave Chisholm darts, what I'll probably do is go in the darts corner and go, all right, 22 gram chizzies are 52 mil long. That's a guess. This wide, that'll be our base. That'll be the starting point. And yeah, the same with Mark. Mark was obviously throwing the Target Kaito Ono Solo Generation 3, wasn't it, Mark?
Correct, the Generation 3 Solo.
And that was our sort of starting point. And then it was a case of, right, what are we going for here? Where do we want the improvements? And obviously, through the Loxley stuff, Mark had reviewed the Edgar darts, and he wanted to put the Edgar grip in there.
Which we call the Tetris grip.
Yeah, the Tetris grip. He obviously then wanted it to be 23 grams, which they don't do. Was it a soft tip conversion, Mark?
No, it was a Swiss point, but it was only 20 gram.
That was it. Yeah, that was the one. So then, like I said to you, I look at dimensions, but then we had to then get it to the right size, basically. I kept the length the same, but we had to increase the width a little bit and up the tungsten percentage to then get it to 23 grams, because 3 grams doesn't sound like a lot, but in terms of darts, it can get a fair bit wider. And you say 0.2 mil difference, but when it's in your hands, it does feel different, doesn't it?
Yeah. I'm going to quickly look over the chat just to see that we're... Hi, Brian. Hi, Andrew Kinsman. Evening, Mark and Zach. Archie, when are you selling your darts and how much will they be? Well, this is something I haven't quite decided on yet. I mean, I need to focus on a price point that's obviously going to be worthwhile to do. It's going to be a lot of hassle given how shipping and Brexit and things are at the moment. So what I might have to do is see if I can get an amount of pre-orders in. And then I'd like to hold off on the postage until they arrive in the country, because it might be a case that if I quote for postage now, and Zach might be able to back me up on this, but the postage is absolutely insane in some places at the moment. You're paying £30 for a set of darts, which, you know, if we wait a bit and go, right, let's do the pre-orders so you get the darts. They'll come into the country, I'll then have them here. Once I know that they're going to be here, I can say, right, okay, where are, you know, if I do a form or something and get everyone's addresses, I can work out the shipping costs from there and then send out to everyone, okay, these are the shipping costs, and then get them from there.
Yeah.
But we haven't sorted out entirely yet whether or not it definitely happens. I'd like it to, because I honestly do think that this dart is superb. I mean, it suits me superbly. I've had 2 to 3 weeks now of playing with them, and I'm absolutely over the moon. The weight change, and it feels like home. And that's very much from the solo dart aspect of it. But Zach never saw the solo dart. He just saw some pictures, and then we came up with what was from here. So it could have gone very wrong. But as soon as I put these in my hand, I was like, they feel like my darts, but heavier. And then they've got that middle section and the front, in fact. So the front is the only thing that actually looks different from the concept designs that we had. Now, this actually wasn't part of our plan at all, and this is part of the issues that we had. In fact, it's the only issue we had. But it actually turned out to be very, very fortunate, because it actually suits me even better. But Zach can go into
this is probably the most complex dart that I've had made for a person. Obviously, when I design for brands, it's slightly different, because they have got usually their own manufacturing places. So that's not necessarily something I need to worry about myself. But in terms of custom, Marks is definitely the most complex we've had so far. There was a lot going on. And they ended up making samples in brass just to make sure that they could do all the machining. And on my drawing that I send to suppliers, so obviously I give Mark a 3D, and then I've got a 2D drawing that I send off to the manufacturer to show them where to put grip and stuff. And they ended up accidentally doing the nose more tapered than it was. In the drawing, it was supposed to be a bit more round. And it was a little bit frustrating, but it actually turned out really great. Obviously, they were really apologetic. So, you know, sorry, let us know how they are. But it was obviously an error, but it was a happy one, I guess, a happy little accident.
And that was the thing. So Zach obviously contacted me. It's not his fault. He's designed the dart. It just hadn't been manufactured exactly. I mean, when I saw the rest of it, I was like, whoa, okay, they've done a brilliant job. Saw the front, was like, oh, it's not quite as rounded off. So what it actually is it's slightly more sort of flat tapered on the front, but I rest my finger, the way I hold a dart, it's going to be hard to sort of show here, but I have my fingers there, and then I rest this finger just on the, that's why I use a fire edge point, because it's got the grip there, and it's also got the grip on the barrel, so I rest it just there, but this flat section actually feels more comfortable than the rounded off section, so it turned out even better than I thought. So we were very, very lucky in that respect, that it's come out to be a perfectly, brilliantly balanced dart. It looks fantastic. I mean, the only thing I was thinking the other day, actually, Zach, I haven't even mentioned this to you, is I wondered if we could get any, like, electric red into it, but I don't think that, like, electroplating red, but I don't know where it could go.
A good grip, probably. The thing is, it would definitely make them probably more expensive.
Yes,
because
of course.
with these, for example, they're coated, and then they're made.
Oh yeah.
Coated,
So guys, listen to this, because this is really interesting. It's not just the case of they put it in the machine, it's milled, and that's it. This took a little bit more. This is why it's a more expensive dart. So, for example, like the darts ref, maybe Zach, you can give us just a little bit of insight into the complexity of the milling from a simple dart to what we had to do.
Yeah. So it also depends on the tools of the supplier. But for example, with Mark's darts, as you can see, you've probably seen them. On the middle section on the edge grip, there's actually silver parts. Now they're silver because they've been recut. What will happen is they'll basically do all of the dart normal, like you would a normal dart, silver, nothing on it. They'll then send it away to be coated. They'll then, after it's been coated, they have to bring it back into the factory, re-put it in the machines, and then recut out those tungsten parts. So the silver, they'll just be recut afterwards. So it comes back and forward. So if you see that in normal darts, there's quite a few bits going on. And obviously, the longer you've got a dart in the machine, the more expensive it becomes. So yeah, that's just a little bit of an insight or two. Whereas sometimes you just cut it and you paint it. That's it, job done. And obviously, because there's alternate rings on there, they would cut in one direction, then rotate them. They'd rotate the tool in or rotate the shaft, and then they'd recut it again. So there would be different stages of cutting in alternate directions. For example, look at Ryan Searle's darts. His cuts would have just been done in one go because they're all in one direction. Where you've got alternate directions, you may have to reconfigure it. So yeah, that's just a bit of a manufacturing side.
Now, let's have a quick look at some of the comments as well here, guys. The Love Darts plaque. So yes, check out this. This was sent to me by Laser and Daniel Dan. Lovely guy. I can't move it, but this is a flight, so you've got the Love Darts logo there and on there, and it's a wall plaque, so looks fantastic. I've put it next to the Twin Dad Love Darts artwork, so it's coming along quite nicely for the stream. I've got more space, so if you guys want to send anything, let me know. But yeah, no, it looks fantastic.
Archie's asked a good question. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much harder were the darts to design? In all honesty, I mean, the design on Marks did take a while because, like I say, with just rings, it's sort of a pattern. There's not much differences in it. But Marks, I had to go through and do the alternates myself. You can't just... It's hard to explain without...
And the thing is also, in this front grenade section, you can see you've got alternating cuts going along the barrel. Yeah. But also there's extremely intricate detail along the curved section. There's actually cuts in there to give it even more grip. Yeah. And they do exactly the same on the rear section. So it's hard to see in detail. I thought I was showing it well there. I'm obviously not. It's not close enough to the camera for you guys to see, or in HD or blown up enough. But if you want to see it, go onto my Twitter or onto my Instagram. I will be doing a review on these. I wanted to throw them, really get a good feel for them, and see whether it's something that I want to venture into. Whether I do make a few sets. Now, if I do make a few sets, like I said, there'll be pre-orders for them, and it will be limited edition. If it goes extremely well and we sell them very quickly, maybe we look at doing a further batch. Maybe it goes into more things. You never know with these things, but certainly I'm not in a position. I'm not a wealthy man to be able to go, oh, I'll just buy 100 sets and send them off. I can't do that. I have to get pre-orders if you guys want them. So we'll see. And once I've done the review, then I'll look into it fully. So it'll be a few weeks away yet, but watch this space and we'll see how it goes. But yeah. There you go. We've got questions on dimensions there, Zach.
Yeah, so I've got that up actually. 47.5mm long.
Which is quite short.
Yeah, and the width is 6.52.
That's obviously at the widest point, right?
Yes, yeah. So that'll be your nose, basically, and your Edgar grip, because there's a slight dip in the rounded section. And they're 95% tungsten. The best way to describe them is they're pretty similar to the Rob Cross dimensions. Rob Cross, I believe, is 48mm by 6.6 and 23 gram. And obviously, in 95% tungsten and a lot more grip, you obviously lose that weight. You lose a bit of thickness. So
I mean, it's a dart that would suit a lot of people who like an Adrian Lewis dart, a Rob Cross dart. It's probably slightly shorter than people like Duzzer and other people who have straight barrels, but are there any other dart players? Do you think maybe an Ian White dart?
I think Ian White might be a similar dimension, maybe a little bit thicker. But for me, Rob Cross is one of the best darts out there because they're so simple. I think when you're first starting out, having quite a short barrel is nice because you get a lot more room for your pullback, and then work on things like that. if you want to go longer later on, it's good. Ross Smith probably throws similar, maybe a little bit longer than Rob Cross, but yeah.
It's not an offensive dart, is it? A lot of people should be able to get on with it, and it's not like it's Inferno grip aggressive. It is a grippy dart, but it's not crazy.
I mean, obviously, when I got them, I had a throw just to make sure they didn't fall to bits, and in my hand, they felt pretty good.
Yeah. The balance in them is superb, and when we talk about balance, a lot of people don't understand. You'll get someone who knows how to use Photoshop and stuff, and they go, "Look how amazing this barrel looks." But where Zach has the expertise is his previous experience in engineering and understanding where the centre of gravity is and things like that. That's where balance comes in. You know, you can have a front-weighted dart, and all of a sudden you're using a middle-weighted dart, and you're like, well, why isn't it entering the board in the same way? So that's where your expertise comes in.
Yeah, I mean, to me, this is what I say about people not getting on with customers, because they don't consider the changes that they could add to the dart.
Zach, can you see the dart on camera?
On your thingy, yeah, I can see it on the.
Can you see my finger?
Stream. Yeah.
So the centre of gravity, we believe, is you did the exact line, but it's just before these three rings, isn't it? In the first.
Yeah. Well, obviously, when you've added in your setup, that is going to change.
Yeah.
It'll be slightly different, and obviously because you changed the point, that'll be very minimal. But
yeah, I mean, I get great balance. I get great balance here and here, but I mean, to be honest, I don't usually throw as far forward as I do, but sometimes I actually throw these right at the front. So I'm not trying to upsell these in any way or shape or form, because they might not come out. I'm trying to be as honest as I can with them as a preview for you guys. But the grip is there to be, you know, I can throw this from the back, I can throw it from the front, I can throw it from the middle. So provided you like grip and you like 23 grams and you don't mind a short dart, because some people, obviously, they want more darts so they can hold their fingers further up and all over it. So it's not the longest. If you like that length, it's going to be really suitable dart for you. I've got Evolution Darts on here saying beautifully balanced darts. If you make them in other weights, would that mean a new design or drill out the weight?
It would probably be width. And that's what you probably weren't here. I'm assuming that's Darren, is it?
It is Darren, yeah.
So what I usually do is, to make sure that the dart doesn't become brand new, if you increase the width, it will keep the balance point the same, basically. As long as you keep all of the grip the same sort of dimensions, then it should be pretty much the same dart, just obviously wider in your hand. There will be a difference, but balance-wise, it will be very similar. So, yeah, all I would do, unless people wanted to change, but I like to keep them the same dart. If a player uses 23 grams, their 25 grams should feel the same, just heavier, if that makes sense, balance-wise and throwing. So, yeah, I would just increase the length. Length decrease.
The length?
That's what I usually recommend, but some people like to mix it up a bit more variation. Some people, if you look at shot darts, they sometimes change the length as well. So yeah, it really does depend.
Zach, do you want to go through the chat a bit further back, and we can see if we can pick up some of these questions? I'm
just looking at are the Swiss Point Tech patented? Yes, you can. For example, custom-made darts, they can do Swiss Point conversions, but I think they can do it into custom darts, but not into darts that already exist. Or some of them anyway.
Yeah, so. I think some of the brands they can, some of them they can't, and I don't know whether there's any restrictions on it from Target, or whether there's actually differences within the width of the points, because that is an issue, and some people have that when they're repointing their darts. They're like, it doesn't even fit in the hole.
Yeah, it's essentially a small thread and a little bit of a lock inside the dart, basically. I mean, it's not new, but I think, Brad Sador, you can, with custom-made darts, they would do that. But again, some people want darts that already exist made. I don't think they can do that. But new darts, I think they can, unless something's changed legally. But I won't. You'd have to or we can get into contact with them, Brad, if you did decide to get some made.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily expensive to get them made, Brad. It's probably the shipping more than anything.
Yeah, Brad already put earlier on £30 to Ireland, £7 to Canada.
Yeah, I think he was on about the Red Dragon stuff.
Yeah.
But that's mainly due to Brexit.
Good evening, Double Bluff, by the way, and Oven Star.
But yeah, like I said, yeah, Archie, to answer your question from earlier, Marks was probably like, in terms of time, it just took longer. Obviously, I've been doing CAD for years with cars, and that's a lot more complex than darts. So, to me, it's not that complex. It does take a while, but
I didn't hassle him or trouble him about them. I just let him do his thing.
Yeah, I mean, obviously,
That's not the truth at all. I messaged him every day. How's it going? Have we done them?
Oh, yeah. Like I say, everyone gets excited, which is fine. I don't mind messages, see how things are doing. And yeah, it's just, in terms of time, Jack's didn't take as long. It was pretty simple. We tinkered around with the grip on Jack's a little bit. And Jack's darts are quite old. With very old darts, it's hard. Jack obviously had his Sean Great Batch, and they're hard to get hold of now, whereas Mark's darts are his older darts are relatively new, so it was a lot easier to get information on them.
Yeah, you're sort of hunting in the dark, really, but because of the simplicity of the grip style, you were able to make something that is an extremely nice, simple dart, which I reviewed, and it went extremely well, and it's going very, very popularly as well for Jack.
Jack, yeah. What else have we got? I'm glad I knew Malingen when it comes to postal darts, yeah. Evening Ground is key, how are we? Yeah, the shipping from Red Dragon is madness. Can order from Darts Corner to Ireland after Brexit for £4.50. Yeah, now, I'll tell you a bit about this, because I've had a bit of experience with it. I don't know if Red Dragon are actually paying for import. I have a feeling that some people that have ordered for Red Dragon, Darts Corner, I don't know how this works entirely, but I have heard of cases where people have ordered darts from the UK and they're being asked to pay like €22 for their darts when they arrive in their country. Now, obviously, that's nothing to do with the company that's selling them, but I have a feeling that maybe the price is due to maybe Red Dragon paying that for the customer in terms of them unexpectedly getting a bill. I'm not entirely sure. I don't know if it's true, but yeah, it's just a bit mad. And that was with Royal Mail, I think, as well. Yeah. Sometimes you don't get tagged, sometimes you do. Well, the thing is, I sent out some posts beginning of January, and you have to fill in all these customs forms now, and I accidentally sent a load off without them. I sent off quite a lot, and I had only 3 come back, so I don't know how many they check or how many they do. So, yeah. It's quite tricky. Zach, I think you need to make it a leasing style dart. I'd love to see what you could do without real limits. Yeah, I mean, I guess I could do anything really, but it's also, I know a bit about manufacturing, but in terms of darts manufacturing, I'm obviously still learning certain things, and what's doable. That's the main thing.
I think the thing is, Zach, as well, that if you're making, so for example, this set of darts, to make less sets is expensive. And that's one of the things you have to consider, is the more you make, obviously, the cheaper you're going to get, because it's like the time spent in the machine and the milling and stuff as well. So yeah, you could make something amazing, but what matters is, can it be made within cost as well?
I mean, like I say, obviously, a lot of my time is split at the moment between doing work for the brands that I work with, obviously people like Loxley, a few others, and then customs. So, in all honesty, I don't particularly get, other than the odd YouTube video, I don't upload as much as I'd like to, mainly because I get quite busy. But yeah, I'd love to, I love being busy, but when things are a bit more comfortable, because obviously at the minute what I put in I get out, but hopefully, later on down the line business is a bit a bit bigger for me, if that makes sense.
Mm.
I'd love to be a bit more worldwide as such. That would be cool. And
Evening, Kieran.
then I'll get a bit more time to do, unique random bits with my spare time, if that makes sense. So, plenty of scope out there for new things. Just got to find the time.
Yeah. What do you guys think of the? I don't usually do alternate flights, but obviously, given the colour theme of Love Darts with the red, white, and black, I thought, yeah, why not? I found champagne caps in black, red, and then I've used silver on the white ones because you can get white plastic champagne caps, but you can't get the steel ones. So I just went with silver. It looks fine, I think, and the finish setup includes like I say, the L style black to red stems, and then you've got the fire edge target points that I repointed with them, partly because I like the grip at the front, at the back of it, and then they look quite cool with the fire edges, sort of flat edges on the front point. They repointed really easy. I just use a designer repointer, which is, I don't know how much they're going for now. Is that £30-40 or something?
Yeah, they were a lot cheaper. They used to be like 20 quid, I'm pretty sure, but I think they've gone up in price.
Yeah. What do you guys think? Tell me what you think on the flight situation. Might not be for everyone, but I think they look fab.
I like them. Yeah. From Red Dragon and Postage was free on there. Archie, it's only for if you're outside the UK ordering stuff from the UK. If you're inside the UK ordering stuff from outside. Am I full time on darts designs? Yes and no. So I do other bits other than designing darts. I won't go too much into detail on that at the moment, but most of my income is mainly from Loxley. The guys at Loxley basically helped me out a lot with becoming full time in darts. They helped me out massively when I lost my job. And I owe a lot to them, really. And obviously, they took me on as a player, as sponsorships, kind of say thank you. In all honesty, I'm not the best player in the world. It's not because I'm a darting icon coming up through the ranks. It's more of a bit of a thank you, to be fair. And so I'm darts full time. It covers all my bills and stuff, which is great. I've just then got to keep working hard to get above that and get a bit more comfortable financially and work out the best way forward, because in all honesty, custom darts are expensive, and for
Good
me
evening,
to charge
Russ.
too much on top of that, it's very difficult, and it feels wrong, to be honest. So I've got to work out a bit more things, maybe selling my own Thornton dart stuff potentially as well. So there's a lot of things that can happen. So yeah, and I've got a couple more people wanting to work with me lined up, which is great. So hopefully this is my year. So thanks, Andrew. I appreciate that, mate.
Well, you've started it by creating the best dart ever made. So you are definitely.
I mean, everyone would say that.
I know everyone would, but everyone's wrong.
Yeah.
Now
Evolution Darts makes a very good...
The balance of these darts. I did a video this last week that was based on having fun throwing a dart, because I used the tiny little Unicorn Golden Match and the Bunker Busters by Red Dragon, which are huge. And you couldn't take the smile off my face. They were just so much fun to throw. However, when I got these, no one will be more excited than you, because they'll go, oh, good for you. You got your own custom set. That's pretty cool. I can't explain how excited I was when I got these. I got them, looking at them, I'm like, wow, they came out brilliant looking. Then my heart's going, please, please, please be balanced. Please, please throw well. And I'll give you a little bit of insight into a little bit more insight into the darts. I like throwing a Adrian Lewis silica dart, which has a very, very similar feel, but it's 23 grams. The ring grip works beautifully, and that's kind of part of the inspiration within the Edgar, which is basically an extra cut deeper. Yeah. So adding that in it, I was like, okay, well, let's take out that sort of pixel section that's in the Solo, add that there, because that's quite a comfortable place for me to grip, and I just started throwing them, and I had a huge grin on my face and
Yeah.
could not express. I sent message after message. Zach, I love these. Zach, these are
Yeah.
amazing. Zach, and I don't think you actually minded because it's like, oh well, actually,
No, but
I kind of designed these.
It's the best part of my job. When people, for example, message me afterwards, but in all honesty, it's difficult because, for example, if I'm working with a brand, they will obviously have prototypes to test before they go into full production. You know, obviously the companies that I work with pay for that. But when it's you, there's always that little bit of doubt. I don't really doubt my own work. I like to put as much in as I can. There's always that little bit in your head that goes, what if they don't quite like them? To get that message once you've got your custom darts is just, it's the best feeling ever because they've got, oh my God, these are amazing, these are perfect, they're exactly how I wanted them. That's just awesome. I mean, another guy I designed for recently, Dan PPR, Dan Hudson, you might know him from the GDL, if any of you guys playing that.
Yep.
He messaged and said, look, these darts are great. I'm so glad that I got these done. He said, I think these are the darts I'm going to be pushing a 90 average with. He sent me a practice game of a screenshot over I think it was over 11 legs, and he'd averaged 89.52, and I was like, wow. For people to then compliment the darts on that, obviously, I can't say those darts are the reason you did it, but it's obviously giving you a bit of confidence, and for you to be a part of that, for you to be working with me and going right, this here, that there, you're a big part of why that dart's turned out good, not just me.
But that's the thing, is you can get some people who don't have a clue really what they want. They're maybe something a bit fancy, do this, and it comes out and it might not suit them. So the more information you're able to give you in terms of what you like, you can kind of steer them in the right direction of what will work and what won't work.
Yeah.
Darren says that the L-style system does work out cheaper in the long run. Now, for those of you who don't understand how that can make sense because of the cost, say for example these flights, they may be, I can't think how much they were, they're about £8 to £10 or something crazy. And you're thinking, God. Now, I quite like to get exciting, fancy stuff, and I buy the expensive stuff and review it so that you guys can make your own minds up on them. For example, the 975s I said weren't for middle grippers. Why would you spend that much money holding the middle section if it's just a normal ring grip? You know, it had to have the hexagon sort of honeycomb grip in the middle. I try to be as honest as possible so that you guys spend your money best way you can put them. But the L style, I stayed away from for a long time because I just think they're too expensive. But when you actually get the concept of them, the stems, for example, you're not going to really break them. My carbon stems I could run for probably a whole year without breaking.
Yeah.
So that's one set of stems that may cost £15, but you think about how many you'd break during a normal season, and it actually makes you think, oh, I've probably saved money. Same with these flights. I'm probably going to, from Johnny Cree, who's doing me a set of personalised Love Darts Dimple L styles, which is going to be amazing. I'll probably order 3-4 sets, which will last me a year.
Yeah,
you know, and that's making them just make sure they look brilliant for filming and stuff all the time. They will, they'll last. So that's why that's been said by Evolution Darts.
And I will say that the easy flights, maybe that I found with the easy flights, I actually have Robin Hooded them. So if you do go, I would still go with the champagne ring style because there's very, very slim chance of you Robin. I've never Robin Hooded a normal one. The other one I have.
Yeah.
But
the reason I go with the dimples though is I just think they're a little more durable than the other ones. Sometimes you get tears and things in the other ones, but these I've just found it's like I say, that strapping that you get on the boxes. It just you have to cut it almost, but we are throwing a sharp projectile at the end of the day, so there is a good chance you will tear or put it through if you're unlucky. But they are durable.
If you use something like the Bulls Razor Grip or something like that, they're really grippy. It will obviously wear away a bit quicker because, well, I'd say this with dart grip. If you have two grippy darts and you're grouping them tight together, they're going to damage each other. Whereas if you've got smooth darts, when they clash, they're going to be minimal damage because they're not rubbing. So, it also depends on your darts. Longer lasting darts, if your darts sit flat and they stack, you'll probably nick the flights a bit more. If they sit up and you're just clashing against the barrel, they'll last like Mark does. Mark sit up a bit. they'll last a little bit longer
Yeah.
than certain other combinations. So,
Alan uses red, white, and black flights, being a Man United fan. So, yeah, there
lucky.
are. We're not going to go into the football spats and things, but I like this. I like the scheme. Good. Keep,
Yeah,
you
I
keep
agree,
it, keep it.
Matador. The tubs are pretty good value. You do save a bit of money. Yeah, exactly, Brad. The 975s are very raised. There's lots of raised grip on there, so it's easy to get caught on things.
Good evening, guys. By the way, we've got Mick Lennon joined, Cockney Werewolf, Connor Webster. Use the 8 flight system now. 8 flight system I find a little bit heavy, Connor.
Yeah, same.
When you weigh them, I weighed them with the stems and the flights, came to 2 grams, which is quite considerable. And it makes my darts sit flatter in the board, which I don't like. So, but if they work for you, they work for you. And if you want to combat that, for example, if you're using a medium stem and that makes it sit really flat, the shorter you go, the higher the tail should go. So if that does happen for you and you want to change it, that's what I'd recommend.
Good question, Brad. I think PVD's a bit more commonly used because I think there's a bit more range of colour. I think they're applied quite similarly though, but or they'll use electroplating, which is basically putting colour on through electrolysis, basically. Well, kind of.
Ground is Key says, what is an L-Style flight? L-Style is a brand, so same as you've got Winmore, Target, Red Dragon. L-Style is a brand, but they do more sort of flights stem combinations. They're a Japanese brand. You can get them on Darts Corner. You can get them from Evolution Darts. I think A180 Darts. All the big stockists will have them, and they're extremely popular over in Japan. And there's a lot of pros and things switching over to them now as well. They're really, really starting to find their strides, I think. Zach, what do you think?
Yeah, I think also L-Style's big in Japan because of soft tip. Obviously, you've not got the points to damage them as much either, so they last even longer in soft tip. So yeah, I like them. I use them on my setup at the moment, but I've also been tinkering with normal as well, like the clear Loxley flights. I've been tinkering with. I've started hole punching those properly now. So yeah, TIN at least in guns is much tougher over Jutsu. I'm not sure on the cost difference. That'll be my only thing, Brad. Usually I deal with PVD mostly. Titanium nitride is slightly different.
Chris Bear in the house? He's a bear, he's a big man. They are not new glasses, these are old. For all of my reviews, I tend to have my contacts in, and in all honesty, I'm quite tired. And I find that if I've had my contacts in all day, like if I go to throw darts, my eyes start to get a little bit. So I was like, I'm just going to put my glasses on.
I had a nap today.
Did you?
Nap in front of the rugby.
You, my friend, deserved a nap today because last night, this is going completely off topic, we were playing Warzone and we got down to about, I'd say probably it was the last 5 or 6 people. Clash of Tungstens and myself got taken out. Zach goes in like an absolute hero, takes one guy out, takes the next guy. He leaves the first guy because he needed to take that second guy. He goes for the first guy. He goes in, takes the third guy, takes out the second guy, jumps over the wall. 4th guy, 5th guy. It was epic. It was so good.
Yeah, it was good.
Good
It was
fun.
mad. At the Mac 10, I was just...
So you deserve the break, my friend. You deserve the break.
To be fair, we were up till like 3 in the morning. So
We were, yeah.
I had to get up at 8. I was like, oh, no.
Cockney Werewolf
what are we
uses
playing?
the Lorraine Winstanleys. Yeah, nice start as well.
What are we playing on? We're playing on Warzone. I play on the PlayStation. Mark plays on his Xbox and loved that. Clash of Tungsten plays on his PC sometimes, but he's on PlayStation as well.
He's
It's
on
cross-platform.
PC. He's on PC now. I think it was running better, so we'll probably stick with that. But he still uses the joypad because
We'll have to have a game, Brad. You can jump on. It could be our 4th.
yeah, we do cycle 4th players. Ryan Searle was supposed to join us, but I think he thinks we're too good, so he hasn't quite.
He's busy getting ready to practice with Gary Anderson.
Yeah.
Archie, no, I haven't actually. To be honest, I don't really see the point. If I could play everything on the PS4 that I can on the PS5, well, I don't see the point. especially because it's all cross-platform. But
Oven Star says, I take it you two are not married then, big boys and their toys. Do you guys want a massive exclusive when it comes to big boys and toys? I posted something recently, okay, saying something's coming. Now, that is for 3 reasons. One reason I can't tell you yet because it will come to fruition maybe tomorrow. I'm not sure. Zach knows what I'm talking about, but...
Oh, yeah, I do, yeah.
Right, so that's one thing. The second thing was obviously to show you my darts. My darts review is coming. I wanted to show you them, fully excited. The third thing, I don't know if you can hear in the background a slight whirring sound. That is because I have invested and gone the next level up
Scolia!
with a Scolia, which I will be doing a full review on. It'll get the Love Darts makeover, so you can see these are the cameras. You've got A, B and C cameras here. I don't know how well you can see this, by the way. I'm literally just showing. This is the Termote surround, which is by Bulls. It's quite a light foam surround. Underneath here, can you see that, Zach? Is that?
Yeah.
So you can see that there is a whole system going on here. We have the internet, which has to be hardwired. Now, I actually use a plug that goes into the wall and then sends a Wi-Fi signal downstairs to the router. So you can do it from your room. It's just a little bit more complicated. All of these wires go up to obviously the individual cameras. You can see the wiring here. So it does get a little bit busy. This one here goes to the Termote, which you can see if I dim the light up and down. And yeah, so this.
The dance referee, don't do that to me, because yes, I do.
What do you say?
Dance ref comes in and asks Zach if he wants a Scolia. Yes, of course I do. Literally, when Mark got his, I was like, you absolute... Yeah.
How's the camera? Is that centered yet? Oh, it's sorting itself out.
Got one at a discounted price for you. Is it free?
Oh, no,
that would be amazing.
Now, Darts Ref, big shout out. How you doing? You've sold loads. Let me sell some.
Nudge me, Zach. I'm looking for darts with a no middle grip of the
bugger.
barrel.
That's not right.
Darts like Robert Thornton. You can get some Bristow nails, where they're probably a bit rarer now. Super darts, Win Stanley darts. There's a couple of Harrows darts that are knurled. There's quite a lot. Me and Zach don't have Scolies because we have big brains. Yeah, we don't need automatic counting, do we, Matador, mate?
Yeah. Bring that to the Troopers games. I don't want to have to chalk. Yeah.
How do cameras work with the OBS software? I don't think you can plug it. No, it works. The cameras on there are separate, aren't they? That's your webcam, isn't it, Mark?
This is a webcam, yeah.
Yeah, that's the webcam.
So what actually happens? Maybe I can get it set up and well, it's already set up and running. I completely forgot I was going to run it.
I'll tell you what the Scolia is missing. I don't know. Obviously, I haven't got one, but I'll tell you what it's missing. It's when you get a sat nav like a TomTom, you can program voices in it. Why can't I have an Australian 180 or something like that? Mark, you require 32. That would make the Scolia the best thing.
Mark, you shit, you missed it. Oh dear, I'm just trying to...
That is what I think Scolia needs. That would be the best thing in the world. Yeah, also, Jack, I was well buzzing to see you do almost your 11 darter. Like I was saying earlier, to see people doing well with darts I felt design is just the coolest thing in the world. Darts are like my babies.
So guys, sorry to interrupt, Zach. I've got here, this is just on my iPad, this is the Scolia. So I've gone to start a game on Scolia. What it'll ask you to do is to connect to your board, and then the Wi-Fi obviously will pick up, it will connect to your board, and then you're able to play on the Scolia system. There is a separate lobby to play against people who have Scolia, but you can also then just use it for playing yourself. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to click on my boards.
Nice.
Click on my board now, and I don't know if I need to calibrate, but I'm going to click calibrate anyway. What the calibration does, you'll see streaming 3 boards down here. So actually, let's start streaming and show the ellipsis. So what you can see here, I don't know, Zach, tell me if you can see it. I know there's a bit of lag.
Yeah,
so.
I can see it.
So what can you see the green circles?
Yes.
So with the green circles, you have to make sure that covers the board, and that's obviously looking at what each camera can see.
Yeah.
Now each camera obviously will then pick up the board. So if you're out, if you've knocked it, you'll be able to go into the calibration, move it to the correct area so that you're covering most of your board. Once you've done that, you can calibrate it. It takes up to 30 seconds just to make sure that they're all in order. And then done. I'll join game. So I'll create a 501 game. 1 set 3 legs. Continue. Me against a bot. Select a bot. Let's pick something like a personalized bot. I think that works on your current average. I still need to play around with it a bit more.
See you later, Brad.
And start game. Now, let's see if we can hear when these darts go in the board.
Yeah. What are you doing, Matt? Zach, have you decided what dart mashup? I actually think I'm going to do one with custom-made darts. It's quite a unique one, and obviously I'll send a lot of work there. So maybe I'll pick either 3 from their favourite ones. So I'll talk to Tony and pick 3 of their favourite customs I've ever done, or I'll pick ones that I've done with them. And I think that'll be a cool little mashup, and also it'll be a good little bit for them as well, because I think they do great work. So I think I'm going to do a custom-made darts mashup.
Right, let's go. I'll put my iPad next to my... I haven't set this up really to be on the stream, but you'll hopefully hear it.
If not, I'll make the noise.
In Australia.
Yeah.
It's coming up.
Not a lot.
It's coming up with Switch Player. I don't know. Maybe I didn't set who starts.
You silly onion.
Finished. Cancel.
You silly little pickle.
My silly little. I haven't actually tried it on the iPad. I literally set it up just before I joined, so it might not even work right now.
I think you can play with the Skelly users, can't you, or not?
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
It's cool. It's cool because I've got the Grand board and it's sort of similar, but without cameras because it's a soft tip board, and playing people online is just fun.
No score.
Oh, okay. Apparently, I didn't score anything.
41.
It's gone across to the bot.
Jack says he said he looked like one of your cameras was way off. So.
Well, yeah. So I've got, in fact, my side camera here is slightly off. I mean, I'll check it out. Let's just see if it registers on the board. I might need to redo it to be fair. That one. That's registered. Okay.
Cool. Maybe he's just having a moment.
Here we go.
60.
There you go.
Ooh.
So, you want to save yourself from scoring it by yourself? This is a
160.
fantastic way to do that. Now, there was a smart board that was released by Unicorn, but
Yes.
the big problem with that is once your board is dead, it's dead.
But there's that, and you had to
83.
use certain. I think you had to use their darts as well.
I don't know. No, I didn't use my darts. There's a hole in it that you put your dart tip into, and it magnetizes it so that it senses it.
Oh.
But it sometimes didn't work. And to be honest, the Unicorn boards do get shredded.
Yeah.
So, you know,
I mean,
it doesn't last that long, and for the cost, just wasn't worth it.
If you've ever been to a flight club, they use very similar, but you have to use their darts because I think it's based on the colour. They use bright blue darts, I think.
I wasn't sure if it was colour, but yeah, I know you have to use their darts, which is
45.
a bugger.
45.
Yeah. Now that I'm throwing rubbish, it'll start shouting out my scores.
You let 180 know when it's anything. Custom made mashup, or better known as Tony Zach Gen 1. Yeah. I mean, maybe I'll see if they'll make it. That'll be quite cool. I'll see if I'll see what Tony says. I know he's incredibly busy.
44.
But, maybe he'll do me a solid. I'll see what I can do.
Who's that?
Give Tony at Custom Made, Tony and Jason at Custom Made Darts. They're proper sound. I'll see. Maybe if we make a concept, maybe they'll put it into a dart, and maybe we could do a giveaway on it or something.
No.
Can't promise anything, guys. Just an idea.
My iPad timed out on the. You need to make sure that your screen doesn't turn off through sleep mode.
Probably. I do it all the time on my phone sometimes.
Yeah.
I bought my oldest a whiteboard. She's watching Jack's ref scoring video. Oh, nice. Yeah, to be fair, I mean,
59.
I wouldn't recommend Scolia necessarily to straight out beginners because I think it's important for you to get the counting aspect of it.
Scolia's a funny one though, right? Because for those of you who don't know about Scolia, they've been around for a long time. I went to Amsterdam, I think it was about 2 years ago, maybe a year and a half ago, and in the House of Darts store there, they had the Scolia Home system. No, not Home, sorry, the Scolia Pro system. Now the Pro system, unlike where you've got the Termotes around, is a massive big ring that has lights within it, but you can just attach it to the wall and then put your dartboard there however you want.
Yeah.
But the cost, is about £1,500.
Yeah.
Now, what are you getting for that? Okay, you're getting a integrated light system. You are able to use whatever board you want. You are getting an automatic scoring system.
Oh.
You are getting heat maps. Now, for those of you who don't know about heat maps, let me finish off this game in a second, and I'll show you as well. But so you're getting sort of download data about how you're performing and how you can progress. Now, £1,500. It's a one-off fee. Okay, great, but it's a lot of money. They then developed the home system, which if you have a Termo light already, you can just attach it to that. If you don't, you can DIY it to other systems. They don't recommend it. Obviously, this is the recommended product to go with it, so you're kind of having to buy a light to go with it, which isn't great. But the cost is so much better. I can't remember offhand what the combination cost was for the two, but you're looking around £850, £900.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's then another £600 cheaper than it was. What are you losing from the Pro to this? It's not a designated light system and everything by itself. You are having to buy those separate bits, but I actually think you're pretty much getting, you know, the same thing.
For me, the most appealing thing is the heat map. I'm not bothered about the automatic counting. If it just showed me the heat map after every game I played, I'd be happy.
Yeah.
Because it spots a trend.
Yeah.
You'll have seen Jack, if Jack's still here, he put up a video a while ago on how obviously he hadn't really practiced, and then he'd been practicing for a while. He showed a heat map of a before and after. The difference in the tightness of grouping and just things like that.
And that goes back to your point of who is this for? Now,
yes,
it could be for people who have plenty of money and just want to have a fancy system and it do everything for them. Of course, you know, you always get the rich kids will buy what they want to do. You might possibly get a few clubs who want to invest a little bit of money. I don't see this being up at a club though that you can take it down though. This is only held on to the actual surround. The whole Termo light I can lift up, and there's only like a few clips that are sort of just held on. It's a very light system, so I can just take the whole thing off and put it maybe into a storage. So you could have it at some serious clubs, probably not pubs. You're just going to get it broken, the cameras are going to break and whatnot. But it's really more for those people who are taking their darts a bit more seriously. They want to have analysis about their game. They want to hear that progression. They want to see the progression, the heat maps, the detailed coordinates of where exactly your dart is landing, and things like that. Now, I've spoken to Scolia and asked them, well, look, actually, is there a way to get the first dart, second dart, and third dart data? Because for me, I want to know, okay, am I throwing my first dart low every time and having to correct? In which case, I really need to work on my first dart throw. Or is my third dart really, really bad because maybe I'm walking? Maybe I'm doing a Sulovic and going like this on my third dart. And I want to be able to see that data and maybe download it into a raw format and have a look at that on a sheet.
Yeah.
At the moment, it doesn't exist. But I am pushing them as part of the progression of what I think that product needs in order to be even better value for the customer.
DartsRef says you could pay extra, I know it should be included, for more data like angle of entry and all sorts.
Yes. But this is my argument, is I don't want to pay extra. I've just shelled out a hell of a lot of money and I think that it should be included within it.
What I would like to see, and I've seen this on soft tip darts, again, it probably is built in or is an extra. In soft tip darts, they can tell you the exact speed that your dart's approaching the board.
Okay,
and for me, that is so useful for consistency. Like, if I have a visual representation of how fast I'm throwing the dart, I can use that as a visual to then keep throwing and trying to get that same, force every time, the same speed.
Yep.
That is incredible.
Yeah. But I think these things should be included within the, I'm paying a lot of money for this system, and I don't want to just be getting the counting and. The heat maps is fantastic. It really is a good tool, but I want more data from what's coming from that processing unit in my cost.
Yeah.
But, we'll see. I still need to play around a little bit more with it and get more value and see how it's going, but yeah, we'll see. Evening, Zoran. Oh, Zach, it's your mate, Zoran. I know that Zoran and Zach had a little fallout at one point.
Is that the same guy?
Well, I can't remember. I think...
It's not outside of 180, is it?
No. I think Zoran and Jack had a little fallout over some giveaway or something. I don't know.
Oh, you said Jack. Oh, I thought you said Zach.
No. I tell you what, I'm doing a lot with your darts as well, and I've never seen it happen quite so much. I'm stacking in that treble 20. There's just so much the accuracy that it feels so nice as it leaves. It's so nice.
I also think it might be a bit about the thickness as well.
Yeah.
Because slightly thicker darts are just a bit easier to stack. There's a bit more room to sit on or sit under. There's more to aim at and more to go over, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But one thing that bugs me is I could find out how many 90 plus I hit because I switch so often, but I bet I throw twice as much, 96, 97, 99.
Do you know that's a really good... How good a point is that, though? For example, you look at your stats and hundreds you might have 5. But then you think, I actually had 16 95s.
Well, this is what Dan Dawson said a while ago on Twitter. Why aren't the PDC releasing out the stats like, 171 to 180 rather than...
It's harder to see, so I think maybe there's just another bracket needs to be included there, the 90 to 100 bracket or something.
Well, because I know, for example, at the pub, we usually mark down tons in a book, and he plays on 19s. He probably hits more 97s, not 97, 95.
It does, yeah.
Than we do tons, and it's just like, wow.
Well, I also think that the 319s, the old 171, should be included as like the 180 stat, so it should be 171 stroke 180. Well, and it includes anything in that range,
You'll see a game that's obviously been on. Take Johnny Clayton and James Wade, for example. For example, 2 averages can be very different, but it could be like 2 180s apiece, 4 tons apiece, 6 140s. But what you don't see is the 177s. One had 8 more 177s than the other player. Whereas when you look at the stats, you go, well, but they scored exactly the same. Where in reality, those scores have been missed in between.
Yep. No, you're right. How is the Samurai board going? Well, you should be able to see.
It looks in good nick, to be fair.
It's look, I'm not going to lie to you. It was sent to me by Darts Corner, obviously from Mission, and when I got it, I was like, "Oh my god, I can't believe you sent me this. Thank you so much." But I said I will review it, and I'm going to be honest about it. If it's not the best on the market, I'll say. And they said, "Look, you know, we've watched your reviews, and we want you to be honest, because at the end of the day, we don't want people just going, yes, this is the best product. We put it out there, and it's not." You know, and that's why, to me, my integrity as a reviewer is far more important than actually sucking up to someone and saying, "Oh, please just send me it and I'm going to give you a great review." I won't. I'll tell you exactly how it is. I will say that I have yet to come across a bad dart. Now, we're advanced enough in the technology of darts to actually not make a bad dart, but there are darts that are more suited, less suited, better value, worse value. I haven't come across yet a really, really bad dart. I know that DartsRef has picked out, like, from Amazon voting what is the best dart or something like that, and it came across and they put shocking recommendations for what was the best dart. It was all sort of cheaper, unknown brands and stuff as well. So there are probably products and things like that exist. I tend to review a lot of the higher end stuff, like I said earlier on, because I want you to spend your money in the right place. But that is very much the case. So when they sent me this, I was like, let's have a look. And it came out, and at first I thought, okay, the black looks kind of a little bit chalkier. It's not quite as dark as maybe some of the others, but I like that. It's just a personal preference thing. There were a few minor imperfections. It's a dartboard, and the way that it's processed by merging these sisal, I think they're called bricks or something, like sisal bricks together to make the whole dartboard. There will be little imperfections. What you want, though, from a dartboard is to make sure the wiring system is as flush as possible. So by that I mean it's not raised high out of the board. And as you can see here, you know,
it's just looking good, Nick. And I know you've had it for a while.
It's not hugely raised at all, and the wiring system's really good. It is not as good as you can see on this one, maybe here. I don't know if you can see through the angle. This here is so flush. This is the Shop Bandit Duro, but when I got it, there was so much glue all over these sections. Here. There's lots of indents. And this board was like £75. I was like, I want it to be perfect for that cost.
Yeah.
This board, £30. You know, even this bull is so much better than the HD2. You can actually get into that bull. If it's raised higher, if you come at it at an angle and it hits it here, it's not going to be able to get into this section here. It'll only be able to get in a little bit further. So you reduce actually the area of the bull by having a raised bull. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So this is quite a nice bull. It's, like I say, it's not as good as the Shop Bandit Duro. And also the Advantage 501 board by Bulls, which I know that Jack has, and I recommended it to him as well, because I used it, like I say, in the House of Amsterdam. It was kind of the board that they liked. Number ring, this is actually the HD2 number ring, so I would recommend that they made an HD2 ring to put onto it. I like the fact it's only got minimal logoing on it. I don't like a lot. I want to be able to see the board, and, you know, the Blade 5 is a little bit too much logoing on it. You saw my Blade 4, which I actually sharpied out the letters and stuff like that to make it a little bit more simple. But one of the main things is the actual functionality of a dartboard. The HD2 board is the prettiest looking, best printed TV board, which Wayne Mardle said. I think I agreed, Jack I think agrees, all the other people who reviewed it, it's a beautiful, pretty board. But what it doesn't tell you is, for the consumer and dart player, is how well it puts up with constant darts going in it. That's where the Blade 5, the Pro Tour by Target, and the Samurai, they do so well. And that's what you want, is a board that's going to last and be durable, and something that you're not going to have to replace after, 2 months, 3 months.
Ooh. Jack says the Data Dart is the worst one he's seen so far. I don't know if I just got unlucky.
The quality of the Data Dart, I saw Jack's recent update with the different boards. I think it was the Elite is it's got an interesting looking numbering, so I was quite excited for the cost. But when I took it out, the bull was about that far over. Oh, sorry, you probably see better, like that far over.
Sorry?
It was completely off-centered. There were so many whole divot bits in it. The wires were higher on this side and lower on this side. So there's lots of things to think about when you're looking to get a good, proper quality board. And I would personally say you can't go wrong with a Blade 5. The Mission Samurai is my current choice. I think it's even better value. You won't go wrong with maybe a Pro Tour. It might... the Pro Tour is fine. I mean, I use it as a board at lots of events. But the HD2 you're really going to struggle with for value. I know lots of stockists who won't stock it anymore because they've had complaints. It just does not last, especially if you use a very aggressive ring gripped kind of point or a Simon Whitlock almost like treated point.
Yeah.
What are you using at the moment?
I've got a Blade 5. I've had it for ages. I've had this board over a year and a half now. It's lasted pretty well.
Yeah, and it's only aesthetically probably not as good as it was, whereas functionally it's probably still working fine, right?
But, it's still, it's not the tidiest board in the world, but even the damaged sections they still hold up well. I think for me, the problem with most of these wire boards is the bullseye. That for me, I think that's where I love stapled boards. I can't remember who it was. It could have been Winmore. They had the old diamond board or the unicorn or...
Are you talking about like the ones that have the staples in them, yeah?
I love the staple board. One, because I like the thickness of the staples. It feels like I can almost sit on the wire. I know when you aim, you don't really aim for a wire on these blade boards. They're too thin, but it just works. If you look at Wayne's video, he says that when you put these blade wires in, they sort of compress the sizzle together. So that's why usually when you smash a dartboard in, it starts to pushing the sizzle out.
Yep.
You get those lumps because it's compressed and it just starts to pop out.
Yeah.
I didn't find that I got that with staple boards as much. Obviously, it was still compressed out, but they're not small compressed areas. So
now I spoke to Wayne about it because when I did the training session with him, I talked to him because he just finished doing the review on all of the boards.
Yeah.
And he said maybe the staples kind of need to come back now. For pros, perhaps, if it was in the middle section, I mean, if we're talking about maybe being sort of around here, you're probably not going to be affected too much, apart from an odd random dart. But I don't like the staples. They look bad, and I know that it shouldn't be about how they look, but...
Yeah.
The blade
it's not the best practically, but for me, I just like the feeling of staple board. I don't know why.
The thing is, it doesn't need to exist. Look, it exists. The perfect board, we have all the components available. The problem, I think, is also that from the brand side of things, all the allocation of the Sisal blocks and everything for making these boards and the board allocation is over for this year. It won't be until 2022, I think, until a new board could come out.
Some people saying about the Blade 5, I think it depends, really. I mean, mine's lasted really well, but...
It seems to be hit and miss with the Blade 5s. I see lots of stuff on social media.
I'm also someone that doesn't really see... I think everyone's perception of battered is different.
Yes.
Because I will literally, until this board dies, until I physically can't throw darts in it...
Until it becomes an Edgar review board, right?
Yeah, it'll be a good board. I will use it till it's dead and gone. You know what I mean?
Ugh.
So... Cheers, Double Bluff. Catch you later, mate. Thanks for joining. See you later, Cockney Werewolf.
Cheers, Steve. Hope you're doing well, mate. I tried to give a little plug for Double Bluff earlier on. Guys, if you haven't, go over to Double Bluff. He's got a Kickstarter campaign for his... he's got 2 decks, the 20s and the 19s deck, which are basically darts-related playing cards, but they have different training games and things on them. I did a video. Have a look at it, but I think we're about... I say we're. I get nothing from it at all. I say we're just because I support the guy. But... They're past the halfway point, but they've only got like a couple of weeks for their target. Get in there, get a set, help him out, help me out, just because you can say that it was my video and me telling you to do it that kind of did it. Just to help him out. But yeah, they're good fun. He's a nice guy. It's another good resource to use for your training. Bit of fun. I love cards anyway, so it's nice to have some darts themed cards. Check them out.
Yeah.
What else we got?
For example, with Whitlocks, when Whitlock damages the board, I don't really care. That sounds awful, but like number one, the little white bits that come out of the board, I quite like to aim at them. And number two, if it's staying in the board, I don't care. If Simon's points were stopping the darts from going in there, that the damage is so bad, darts are falling out, then I'd be like, yeah, all right. But in terms of like just being a dartboard, damage doesn't necessarily matter.
But that's
much.
you.
Obviously,
can you imagine some people having difficulties with that, putting them off?
oh yeah, no, I can imagine it. I'm just saying, my personal opinion is that if the darts go in, it goes in. If it's bumpy and it's physically harder to get darts in there, then that's a problem. But you know, obviously, ideally, like people say, you don't want to be getting to that stage too early. That's the problem. But that doesn't necessarily make it a bad board, in my opinion. It's just not as maybe robust. As long as it does its job, I'm not too bothered. But
cheers, Cockney Werewolf, mate.
But yeah, I'm probably going to head off in about 5 minutes as well, guys.
No,
if you got any,
that's true. We've
you've
gone
got any
slightly longer than we
questions-
wanted.
If you got any questions for me before I head off, I don't know if Mark wants to be on, but
No, I
do
will
let
head
me
off as
know.
well. I have some very, very important evening duties to attend to in my preparation
right.
for Call of Duty this evening.
So,
It's a Saturday night. Saturday nights with the boys.
boys.
Let's.
I've got to go spend time with the loved one for a bit.
It's
That's
true.
it.
Yeah. I won't be on till a little bit later, just to.
It'll probably be like 1 in the morning, and I've got an update that's for the 11 gig.
Yeah, get your game going now. Update now.
Nah, there's no update get this time.
Argos put the Blade 5 up to £40. Boo.
Yeah, I don't know. It could be stock, in all honesty. If there's demand of something's high and there's less of them, stock goes up, price goes up. So that's just business.
I think we're also in a tricky phase at the moment. The suppliers, the people who are doing all the logistics, all of the DPD and Royal Mail and things like that, because of Brexit and all of the issues with the coronavirus, lots of people are taking advantage of that, and it's costing people, both customers and the actual retailers. It's not good. It's really not good. I'm hoping, though, that things start to level out soon and there will be some normality, or if there's not, that they address it and go, hold on, you guys are causing, you guys are actually doing criminal activities here.
I'm just going to say, to be fair, Neil, what you're saying about the trainer boards, I kind of agree with you. For me, when I play steel tip and soft tip, when I go play steel tip and then soft tip, you're like, oh wow, these trebles.
Neil's darts, good darts.
When you go the other way round, and you go from a board with really small trebles, like a steel tip, and then you go to soft tip and they're bigger, and you go training board to normal board, you're like, oh wow, thank goodness, what a relief.
Yeah, isn't it the nicest feeling going from the trainer board to a normal board? You're like, God, these are huge.
Like, oh wow, well, look at all this room I've got.
And you feel like it's going to be easy, and then when you don't hit it, you think, God, I'm rubbish.
yeah, exactly. So it's a confidence killer or a confidence booster, but yeah, I like the feeling of that. That for me, that's the main advantage of dartboards like that. I think it can be. I think that's probably the best thing.
Yeah. We've got just a couple of minutes left, guys. So if you do have any questions, if you joined late, I was showing specifically my darts. I do have pictures on Twitter and on Instagram. These are my new custom-made darts designed with Zach Thornton, and I don't know where they were manufactured, in China. But yeah, absolutely superb. I'm over the moon with them. I've spent the last couple of weeks a little bit quieter and not making the video on reviewing them because I was like, I want to see how they go. But you can't probably see them that well with the camera, but have a look on my social media, you'll see them. I've got red, black and white for the Love Darts colour scheme, similar to Matador and Darts Ref. We all agree it's a lovely colourway. And a fantastic dart. Really, really good. And if you're just coming in late now and you haven't seen, I'll put this up on YouTube. I should have the stream on there. Check it out and see. I've done a little bit on the darts, Zach's process of how to go through them, how we talked about them, how we made final decisions and things, but I will do a proper review, and I'll probably join Zach on a stream or something, maybe when we talk about them from his side and stuff as well. Like he's done many videos on how he made them and how they came to be, which I think are really insightful and great. If you haven't already, subscribe to Thornton Darts on YouTube. And thank you to a few of the YouTubers who've joined this evening. You've seen Matador Darts, Needles Darts, Darts Ref, Scottish Lad does darts reviews. You know, we're a nice big community. I say big, we're not big. We're quite small and intricate, but we're growing. We're growing. Really enjoy our darts. Enjoy throwing, talking about darts, playing with all types of darts, designing darts, everything. So thanks.
Dots.
Yeah, dots. Any last questions before we... Can you see anything on there that we haven't addressed?
Yeah, I guess you were, Brad. It was making me laugh because everyone was getting so angry, and they were like, "What does shill mean?"
What was that for?
Basically, someone put a post out which was like, "Why do when players do win a major with darts, does everyone want them? Like, we're not going to make you as good as that player." And I basically put, "Listen, if you want to buy darts, buy darts. If you want to, buy a player's darts, are they going to make you better? No, but
yeah.
Is it good to support that player, or just try and be a bit like you aspire to be them? Do it."
It's funny because you do get these cyber warriors who kick off at people saying things. They'll go, "Oh, can someone tell me their honest opinion on the L-style flight system?" You go, "Oh, too expensive. Don't waste your money. You're not a pro or anything." It's like, I'm asking an opinion on a product because I quite fancy it. We're all different. We like different things. And that's not what he was asking. Your opinion on that is like...
Yeah, I was just like, look, if you want to buy someone else's darts, I don't understand why... If Johnny Clayton wins a major and someone wants his darts... I mean, darts are part of a reason why Johnny Clayton is so good. But it's not. It's mainly his technique and his mental ability, but darts still plays a part. If you think you have a throw similar to that person or just want to try it, like, it doesn't matter. Just buy the darts. Like,
yeah.
Doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. Just because Alan down the road has used the same darts he got from a bike shed when he was 7 years old. Like,
exactly. And this is the thing: is you can get used to anything, but at the same time, what's wrong with you trying something new? If you want to have a go at anyone, have a go at me. I've got about 80 sets of darts.
Yeah, same here. Well.
Yeah, but you've got 80 sets of one set of dart, probably.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
You're like, yeah.
They did, Brad. But yeah. Right, guys, that's me off.
Indeed. Thank you ever so much, Zach, for joining me. I know
welcome.
it was quite last minute and we had some technical issues, but it seems to work quite nicely. I don't know if you were able to check it on your end. I'll probably check it once it's rendered and put up after the stream, but it seems to look quite nice, which is good. So maybe I can have you join and others join in the future as well.
Sound good, mate. I'll catch you soon, all right?
Thanks very much.
See you later,
Thanks
boys.
very much, guys.
Later, Ross. I'll catch you later. See you, ref. Bye.
Speak to you soon, guys. Thanks for watching, and remember, love darts.